Students, I am Tushar Varde, your English teacher from Kendriya Vidyalaya Nasik Road Camp, and today in this session we will deal with your English poem The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Students, right now unfortunately I do not have textbook with me, so that's why I have a PDF form of this present poem in my mobile. So I'll be using that. I'll be reading through it. If you do not have textbook right now with you, soon I will send you a PDF copy of the same poem, so that through that you can follow it and keep reading it. Students, The Road Not Taken. This present poem actually has 4 stanzas, but for the sake of better understanding of this present poem, I have decided to explain this poem in 2 video sessions. So in today's first video session, we will deal with only first 2 stanzas. Students, The Road Not Taken, this poem has been composed, has been written by American poet Robert Frost. He is famous for his insightful and simple writing. So let's go through the poem. The Road Not Taken. This well-known poem is about making choices and the choices that shape us. Robert Frost is an American poet who writes simply but insightfully about common, ordinary experiences. Let me tell you, students, this poem, The Road Not Taken, is all about human life. The road symbolizes our life or human life here. Most of the time in our life, we reach to a stage where we have to take decisions. We are most of the time in the state of dilemma that which option should be chosen in our life. So every person in every stage in his or her life has to go, has to suffer, has to face this type of challenge, that they have to select one out of the other options. And whatever our future totally depends on our careful, minute decisions that we take at present. So students, through this poem, you have to learn a thing, that we should be more vigilant and careful while having choices of our life, because that choice will only shape our future life. Second thing, if we talk about the technicalities of this poem, every poem has certain technical features that we will also learn. For example, what type of symbols and poetic devices in the form of figure of speech used here, that will see. So let's start. So in this session we will cast light on first 2 stanzas only. 2 roads diverge in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both and be one traveler. In the very beginning, in the first stanza, Robert Frost shares a thing, that one day what happened, that he reaches to a point in a forest where that road which he was following diverged into 2 parts, and those were totally different 2 directions. So he was confused which road should be adopted, which road should be followed. He was confused. Actually, he was thinking that I should experience both the roads, but being one traveler, it was not possible. Out of these 2 divergences, he had to opt only one. Same happens with us also in our life, that most of the time, whatever options we have in our life, we feel that we should try all the options, but it is not possible. Out of them, we have to go for only one. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could. Before he started his journey, he just waited there, and before opting one of the roads, he saw the other road as far as he could see, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Means he observed the road up to the point where it bent and disappeared in undergrowth, means thick vegetation and plants. Second stanza. Then took the other. Now the narrator, the poet, continues in second stanza. He says in the first line of second stanza that then took the other just as fair and having perhaps the better claim. According to the narrator, both the roads were quite same, had fair, good chances of getting success. So he thought that actually both the roads are same, so it doesn't matter which road, which way I adopt. So he chose one of the roads which had the equal opportunities, equal fairness, and having perhaps the better claim, means he opted road, he thought that this road may have better claim of getting success or good future. And the reason, another reason was there, that road, because it was grassy and wanted wear. He thought that he saw the other road is grassy, full of grass. It means that it wanted wear. It wanted wear means it was not used by many people. So far no one has passed from that road. So he thought that this new road should be followed because it will have fun, it will have challenge, because so far no one has passed through it, no one have used it, no one has used it. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. He knew in the beginning also that passing by that road will have the same kind of experience while passing through the other road which he was considering to follow. But still he thought that being one traveler, he had to follow only one road. I repeat, after going through both the stanzas, what we understand or what do we come to know? Here in this poem, narrator reaches to a point where he faces divergence, two roads going into forest. So he was confused which road to be followed. When he was thinking, he thought that both the roads can have same kind of experience while passing through them. But initially he had the wish that he should follow both the roads, but being one traveler he could not. So that's why he decides to follow one of the roads. And he thinks that the other road must be having the same kind of experience. So that's why he follows one of the roads. So here he continues his journey using one of the roads. This is the literal meaning. Students, let me tell you, every poem has literal meaning and symbolic meaning. Literal meaning means whatever lines, words are given, their literal meaning, first hand meaning, direct meaning. But symbolic meaning means every poet wants to convey a kind of deep message by using certain images, symbols in the form of words. So here the road symbolizes our life, and the roads that he adopts, that is our decision that we take in our life. So this is the symbolic meaning of the poem. And if we think about the technical aspect of the poem, this poem is actually having rhyme scheme. That is, what is rhyme scheme? Let me tell you. Generally up to class 8 you must be dealing with rhyming words. As you all know that every poem has rhyming words. For example, you follow wood, then in third line of first stanza stood, could, growth. Okay, you can identify rhyming words, but what is rhyme scheme? I tell you how to identify and how to mark rhyming scheme. So let's start. Take a pencil in your hand. First line of first stanza. At end there is word wood. Okay. So mark that word wood with A. The next line, last word of next line, second line is both. So does it have any rhyme with wood, previous word? No. Wood and both, these two words, they don't rhyme with each other. So that's why first word wood, A, The second, which doesn't match or doesn't rhyme with would, will be labeled as or written as, marked as B. Then third line of first stanza, stood. This word rhymes with the first word, that is would. So would we have marked as A. So stood will be marked as A. Then next word of fourth line, last word, could. Could rhymes with stood also and would also. So would is marked as A, stood is marked as A. So could also will be also marked as A. So AB, A and growth. Growth rhymes with both. Both is marked as B. So rhyme scheme of this present poem is A, B, A, B. This is the rhyme scheme of the poem. Means how to mark or how to identify a rhyme scheme of the poem, students. Whatever the last word of the given line, that last word of the first line of the poem should be marked as A. Just check next line last word if it rhymes with that previous one or not. If it rhymes, that same A will be there. If doesn't rhyme, then B. If doesn't rhyme, then C. Likewise we have to continue. This is the technique, this is the way of marking rhyme scheme. I hope students in this first session you must have observed carefully whatever explanation has been given of the two stanzas of this present poem. In next video session, we will cast light, we will focus on the explanation of remaining two stanzas of the present poem. Thank you.